On today's primetime local news, a local woman makes blankets for survivors of sexual assault.
The only thing that I can do now is try to make it way easier for somebody else. We can't stop the bad that happens in this world.
And a Rustlers volleyball player has a record-setting performance.
With her athletic ability, and I told her that there'd be a time where she would potentially be the best player in our league.
Plus, the city looks at adjusting routes for trucks carrying dangerous goods in the border city.
Hey, I'm Eric Bay, and we are kicking off this Friday night here at the Interval Store, checking out everything that they do have going on here throughout the year, and also some Christmas fun that will be happening this weekend. So we're going to have some more details on all of that here throughout tonight's show.
Prime time local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
The third display from Your Voice Night this week focused on the dangerous goods on the roads in Lloydminster. The city is looking to adjust the official routes for trucks carrying dangerous goods and limiting the stoppages that occur down Highway 16. Several options are available, including a more defined south corridor to avoid coming into the city. Mayor Gerald Albert says that getting public input is critical before making a decision.
When you have truck drivers in the room and you have people that travel that road in a small car every day, what do they see and what would they like to see? So it's important to get that input.
The displays from Your Voice Night are available online at the city website. Well, for those who have gone through major trauma or are survivors of sexual assault, sometimes the most simple things can be quite comforting, like a fuzzy blanket. One local woman is hoping to make a big difference in their lives by making survivors blankets. Our Jasmine King has more.
The idea for the survivor's blanket came to Jaylene Hutchinson when she thought of what gave her comfort after she went through a traumatic incident in the United States 2 years ago.
I was the one who was kidnapped in the United States in May of 2017 for 5 days. When I was rescued, I was in the hospital. I had nothing that belonged to me. So the only thing that I had was what I jumped out a glass window with. But when I was in the hospital, they actually had a victim service advocate come in and they gave me this knotted blanket. It was the only thing that I had that I could call mine, and it just gave me that sense of security and just made me feel so much better about what just happened.
Hutchinson had only come up with the idea around 2 months ago to start offering a blanket to survivors and then pitched the idea to her counselor.
My next counseling session that I went to the next week, they brought in the lady who runs the sexual assault center, and she sat down and she was almost in tears too, and she was like, this is amazing. And so they said, yeah, let's partner together. This will be the first time that the sexual assault center is partnering with a client, but they are so proud, and we are so proud to work with them, and it's gonna change so many lives, and I can't wait.
Even though for some people a blanket might seem like a simple gift, to survivors it can mean the world.
It was just that warm comfort of somebody actually thinking of something like that. That, you know what, they don't have anything, but what we can give them is we can give them something to wrap themselves in and give them that type of comfort. And to me, it just showed how much support was sitting behind me and how much people actually cared, and it changed everything.
When Jaylene posted on Facebook that she would start selling the survivor's blanket, she wasn't expecting the response she would get from Lloydminster residents.
You know what, I'm just gonna post it because I guarantee that at least a few of my family or friends were gonna help with this, and then the amount of, like, oh my God, it was just unreal. It was unreal, the amount of support that I got from the city. It was crazy. So I'm so grateful for everybody who just decided that they were gonna just give everything that they had to this.
Jaylene's goal for the project is to help anyone who may have gone through what she did.
The only thing that I can do now is try to make it way easier for somebody else. We can't stop the bad that happens in this world, but we can definitely do more to help with the healing process.
For more information, visit the Survivor's Blanket on Facebook or email her. Jasmine King, Primetime Local News.
Well, the 12th annual Here Comes Santa Claus Day starts tomorrow morning, and all the volunteers have been working tirelessly to make tomorrow extra special with crafts, carnival games, and hay rides. Here Comes Santa Claus Day this year looks to be one of the biggest yet. For Kurt Price, one of the original founders of HCS, couldn't imagine how popular this would become within the community.
So I remember we started the event. It was a very small event compared to what it is today. It's grown each and every year, and this year is no exception. We've got a trip to Disneyland. We've got a lot of activities for families to take in when they come downtown.
With the volunteers trying to make each year better than the last, some look back at moments from past events and try to make sure that everyone is having a good time this year.
Well, this is a day that brings families together. This is a day that's completely free for everyone, but it's something that provides events for families to do together.
The event starts at 8 a.m. with a free pancake breakfast and runs till 5 p.m. with fireworks to end it off. Moments in Space Time, the Cold Lake produced independent film, is on the big screen in Lloydminster. Starting tonight, the film will play twice in the evening along with weekend matinee shows until December 11th. It's almost an entirely local cast, though it includes screen legend John Rhys Davis. The film was released earlier this fall on festival circuits and has enjoyed good reception.
But it's a lot of fun too.
Davis plays an elderly man suffering from dementia and is one that Dr. Chris Cowden says people have found resonance from.
Take personally, when someone can't remember you or they can't, appreciate what you've done for them, and that was the frustration I had, living and helping and looking after my grandfather, who, the story was based on, and what I really want is for other people to be able to relate to that.
And showtimes for Moments in Space Time are available online. And now we head out to Eric Bay, who was on location today.
Back here today at the Interval Store, and we're talking a little bit about what they do here and also some upcoming events, and I'm joined now by Leanne Wildeman. And so first off, do you mind telling us a little bit about what you guys actually do here at the Interval Store?
Sure. So For the Interval Store is one of our biggest fundraisers of the Lloydminster Interval Home Society, and our main purpose is to bring in donations that can first be shared with the clients, youth, children that we serve, as well as community members that are in need. And so we're able to provide items such as clothing and housewares, furniture, and all of those sort of things to the people that we support, as well as community members that are in need.
And now, obviously, again, all this stuff does, the support from this does stay in the community. So just talk about the importance of keeping all this support here in the community of Lloydminster.
It's very important to us, and we really value those that shop with us, those that donate to us, and those that volunteer for us here at the store. It really is a busy beehive of activity from all of the volunteers that participate here on a daily basis, whether they're accepting the donations, they're working cash, they're getting all of the merchandise ready to be put out on the floor, and then also coordinating those kits that can be used by the people in the community and that we are able to provide to them.
All right, thank you for this. And we're going to have some more from back here at the Interval Store, continuing with what is happening here coming up in the Christmas season. But before that, we're going to head back into the studio.
It is currently -7 here in Lloydminster with a pretty heavy coming in cloud coverage. We had a pretty fairly clear day today, which was nice to see. 14-kilometer-per-hour winds coming in from the south-southwest, making it feel like closer to a -13 with that wind chill. And there is a chance that we could see some snow tomorrow morning, starting in the morning and hopefully ending by mid-afternoon, with about 2 centimeters of snow falling throughout. Current temperatures across the region in Alberta, -7 in Red Deer, -4 in Rocky Mountain House and in Jasper, -6 in Edson and Athabasca, -5 in Edmonton, -10 in Whitecourt, and -9 out in Cold Lake. And on the Saskatchewan side, -7 in Meadow Lake, -12 in St. Albert, -14 in Melfort, -8 in Saskatoon, and -12 also out in North Battleford. And in North Battleford overnight, they'll remain fairly cloudy overnight with the temperature at minus 10 degrees. It'll warm up just a little bit, and the wind will be at 9 kilometers per hour coming in from the south. And then we'll switch directions to the north, coming in at 13 kilometers per hour tomorrow with a daytime high of minus 6 and a chance of snow as well. In Cold Lake overnight, same amount of cloud coverage as they're experiencing right now, with the temperature dropping to minus 11, and that wind will be at 7 kilometers per hour coming in from the west-southwest. And then tomorrow, pick up to 17 kilometers per hour coming in from the north with a daytime high of minus 9 and a mainly cloudy day. Here in Lloydminster, overnight it will be fairly cloudy with the temperature at minus 9 degrees, and that wind will be at 11 kilometers per hour coming in from the southwest, which will pick up to 17 kilometers per hour tomorrow coming in from the north with a daytime high of minus 7 and a low of minus 9. And there's a 57% chance that it'll snow tomorrow morning, and it should end by the afternoon. And then on Sunday it gets cooler with a high of minus 13 and a low of minus 22. And then to start your week off on Monday, there is a high of minus 13 and a low of minus 15. That wraps up your 3-day forecast. We'll have more news coming up after the break.
Lakeland College athletes are getting a much-needed break with the semester break starting this week. The women's volleyball team will need to rest up a few of their stud players to keep their streak going. The Lakeland College women's volleyball team has been tearing up the ACAC North. 8 straight match wins, and in that span, only 5 sets lost.
We have a little bit of depth on our team as well, and you know, I try to reiterate to my team all the time that it takes a team to win. You know, you have your 6 or 7 starters that get to play the majority of the time, but you know, when crunch time comes, you need role players. You need people that can go in and do some different things.
And of the group stepping up, one has gone above and beyond. 4th-year hitter Bailey Wheeler sits 4th in the league in overall kills and kills per set.
You know, when I recruited Bailey, I told her it was going to take a little bit of time, but with her athletic ability and again being left-handed, I told her that there'd be a time where she would potentially be the best player in our league. She's had just an unbelievable semester.
To add to her numbers, last Saturday Wheeler had a career-high 24 kills. This is also a Rustler's single-game record.
And getting to practice with some of the best girls in the league, getting to learn from them, and now coming in, I just feel so much more relaxed, I guess, out there.
The former setter turned outside hitter will look to continue her personal and team success in January once the team is back in action. Now to our Abby St. John, who has the weather.
Thanks, Evan. We'll take a look at our satellite radar. Edmonton experienced some snowfall this morning, and it kind of died off mid-afternoon, making its way through the Vegreville area. And we didn't see any snow. That's a good thing. It was a fairly nice day out today, very nice and sunny, and a little bit of clear skies throughout the afternoon, which is nice. Tomorrow there is a chance that it'll snow starting in the morning, but it should die off by the afternoon. And then the rest of the day should be fairly nice, and about 2 centimeters of snow will fall. There's also a chance that it may snow in North Battleford tomorrow as well in the morning and ending off in the afternoon as well. Current temperatures -7 still here in Lloydminster, -6 in Macklin, -9 in Pearson and Maidstone, -12 in North Battleford, -10 in Isla Cross and St. Walburg, -11 in Meadow Lake, and -8 in Green Lake. And on the Alberta side, -7 in Marwayne and Bonnyville, -6 in Provost, Wainwright, and Vermilion, -5 in Vegreville and Edmonton, -9 in Cold Lake, -7 in Bonnyville and Lac La Biche, and -10 in St. Paul. And tomorrow a daytime high of -7 here in Lloydminster, as well as in Wainwright, Vermilion and Marwayne, -8 in Vegreville and Edmonton, -5 down in Provost, -9 in St. Paul, Bonnyville, Cold Lake, and -10 in Lac La Biche. And on the Saskatchewan side, -12 in Isla Cross, -9 in Green Lake and Pierceland, -8 in Meadow Lake and St. Walburg, -7 in Maidstone, -6 in North Battleford, and -5 in Macklin. Overnight across the region, fairly cloudy skies for the majority of the region. And as we move into the evening, the temperatures will range between -13 and -7 overnight. Across the country in Canada, in Vancouver, it is +7, but they are experiencing some rainfall. Up in Yellowknife, it's -23 with some snowfall, as well as in Quebec City, where it's -6, and they're experiencing some snowfall as well. +1 in St. John's, -2 in Halifax, -1 in Toronto, -6 in Regina. And your next 7 days, there's a 57% chance that it'll snow tomorrow morning with a high of -7 and a low of -9. On Sunday, it will be a high of -13 and a low of -22. To start your week off on Monday, it will be a high of -13 and a low of -15. On Tuesday, it'll continue getting a little bit colder with a high of -16 and a low of -22. And then we get some nice sun on Wednesday with just a little bit of cloud coverage throughout the day with a high of -11 and a low of -19. It's a high of -11 on Thursday as well, with a mix of sun and cloud and a low of -17. On Friday, there's a mix of sun and cloud, but it does get significantly warmer than it has had been throughout the week, with a high of -5 and a low of -14. That wraps up your 7-day forecast. We'll have more news in the question of the day coming up after the break.
Back here today at the Interval Store, and we have been checking out a little bit about what they do here, and also now what they do have coming up here in the Christmas season. And I am joined now by Tori Lloyd, and you have quite a big event here coming up tomorrow. So can you tell me a little bit about what you guys have going on?
Yeah, for sure. So we're kind of piggybacking off of the Here Comes Santa Claus Day going on in the downtown area. And so we're doing a special toy sale here at the store. We've been saving some toys for the last couple months, and we'll have those out for sale. We're also going to have some prizes, hot chocolate, and some snacks. And we do have a special guest, Santa, coming at 2 p.m. tomorrow.
All right, and now you mentioned Santa at 2 p.m., but how long is the actual sale going on, and when can people come by and check out what you guys do have going on here?
So the sale will be all day. Tomorrow our store hours are 10 till 5.
All right, and now just talk a little bit, obviously we've talked about how the importance of the Interval Store is, and especially supporting the community here in Lloydminster. So just talk again, the importance of events like this here, especially going into the Christmas season.
So all the proceeds from tomorrow's event and from every day go to support women, children, and youth in our community. And so we're always looking for help with these events, volunteers on a day-to-day basis or for events. Also always looking for donations.
And now again, you mentioned looking for those volunteers and also donations here. So if people do want to either volunteer their time, donate, especially tomorrow, but in general, kind of any time of the year, how can they find out that information and get in touch with you guys?
For a volunteer, you just have to come by the store and pick up an application. And if you're looking to donate, our donation hours are 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., 7 days a week.
All right, and then just again, really quick, in case people did miss it earlier, just again, kind of wrap up the fun here and what is going on here tomorrow.
Yeah, so tomorrow we'll have a special toy sale, treats, prizes, and Santa at 2 p.m.
All right, thank you for this, and we're going to have some more from back here again at the Interval Store, continuing with everything that they do have going on here in general, everything to check out, and also, again, Christmas season stuff to look forward to here coming up tomorrow. But before that, we are going to head back into the studio.
Well, it's that time again for question of the day, and a lot of people have been chiming in on this particular question. When you buy a sports package, which includes Sportsnet, do you get frustrated when you can't watch a hockey game because it's blacked out due to the region you live in? And this is a frustration a lot of people have, including myself, in terms of like if something is happening in Ontario, you can black out the Ontario people because they can go to the game, right? But they shouldn't be blocking us out here as well.
Yeah, and especially when you're paying a lot of money for these packages. Like TSN is not cheap. And I know everyone in the comments is super frustrated about not being able to watch the Leafs games or Ottawa, like the Senators games. One person even said, I pay for 5 TSN channels, and they show the exact same program and the only game that you can watch. And that gets super frustrating, because if you cheer for a team that you not necessarily don't live in that region and you can't get the game, then it gets super annoying, because you want to watch and cheer for your favorite team.
That's so
and
true.
you pay so much money a month extra for these channels. You should be able to watch whatever sports program you want. And even Sportsnet said that they were going to stop with the blackouts, and they didn't.
And I think streaming is the way to go, personally, because you can get anything and hook up your channels and get 500 channels to watch. So it doesn't really matter if you wanted to go that way, right?
Yes, exactly. But if you already have cable and you already have the package, you should be able to watch whatever game is on.
Exactly. One thing that we love to watch are pets, of course, and they're on right now. Thanks for sending your pets for a chance to win a gift card from the Pet Pad. And don't forget, the winner is announced later on the second hour of our show.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
Today I'm joined here with Jennifer McEwen, and she is back to talk about more ways to work out and to become fit and healthy. And recently she had become a brand ambassador for Popeyes, for supplement store, so congratulations.
Thanks so much.
On that. And today we're going to be talking just a little bit about the different supplements that you should be taking for certain body types, for workouts, and just different products to stay healthy when you are trying to get fit or to get the body that you want. So thank you for coming in.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me.
So can you just tell me a little bit about some of the basics when it comes to when you're starting to work out and you want, supplements, pre-workout, all that kind of stuff, what they should be looking for?
Sure. So basically, depending on your goal, I would start with making sure you have a probiotic in your system, something that's going to help you with your digestive process and make sure everything's working properly. With that, you'll want to increase your water and increase your green veggies intake and your fruit intake as well. So a lot of times, for convenience purposes, it's easier to buy a product that you can pop as a pill for a probiotic, or if you're having yogurt, there might be a probiotic yogurt that would work for you, but you'll want to kind of test it. People that have dairy allergies, they can take a pill usually and that'll work, and most of them are gluten-free, so that's always a perk. And then with your veggies, if you can't fit your servings in, there's lots of products on the market that will have your full daily dose or close to. So you'd take like a scoop with water or put it in your protein shake in the morning, and that'll ensure that you're getting all those nutrients. And those are very important. You need fruits and veggies in your diet every day. You need water every day. So these little sort of tips would be to, if you're buying the powdered product, then you're having your water with that. So right there, you've got 8 ounces of water, so that's already a quarter of what you need, right? So something that makes it super easy that way. You also want to get some collagen into your body as well. That helps with lean muscle growth. It helps with your hair and skin, helps your nails grow, eyelashes, things like that. So again, there's powdered forms or there's pill forms you can take. And I mean, Popeyes, they've been so great to me. They've taken me on board as the ambassador, so I'm really excited about that. It's the Lloydminster and Edmonton and Leduc stores as well. So it's I've got a little bit of a, not necessarily completely local, but it's nice to have that sort of reach or branch out. And so because of that, I've been able to try a bunch of these products that I haven't necessarily tried before. And now they're in my routine. Now I'm having them every day. And I like them. They're good. They're helping me. I feel better. I feel like my hair and nails are better. And I just, as an all-around healthy person, it's not everybody can fit everything in all the time. So you look for these little ways to kind of fit these things in.
And when when someone buys these products to up their intake of, like you said, collagen and stuff, what should they be taking daily, and what should they only be taking exclusively when they work out?
Right. So when you're working out, you'll want to You don't have to, but you might want a pre-workout. There's tons of brands out there. You'll have to kind of trial and error it. Lots of times they'll have samples. If there's a demo day, get in there, get the sample, try it for your demo day. That way you're not investing in something that might not work for you. And it might be too intense. You know, some of them, if they have an ingredient called citron malate that brings on a bunch of blood flow and you feel sort of tingly here and there, and that's your pre-workout. That will help you have energy throughout your workout and help you sort of lift heavier, run a little faster, just, you know, get over those little sort of energy humps that maybe we all kind of have sometimes. So if you're training for something, or if you really want to get some big lifts in, that can be beneficial for you. I would not take a pre-workout before a cardio class. Your heart rate is going to be just flying.
Yeah.
So, you know, you want to be intense, but not necessarily when you're going to crank out a cardio class. More for lifting, or more for basically lifting. I would take the pre-workout. And then post-workout, there's lots of things for recovery. It'll say post-workout recovery. EAAs, or essential amino acids, are great to take. And most times they'll have it really well outlined on the package itself. If you're not sure, always ask somebody if you go to Popeyes or any of the other local supplement stores, they'll all know. They're all very knowledgeable on how much you should or shouldn't take. But I would recommend, if you're, you know, having your pre-workout just once a day before that intense lift program you need, or intense weightlifting class or something like that. Or if you're doing a group fitness class, that would be appropriate too, just not necessarily before like cardio.
And really quickly, before we wrap up, you brought in some products, and there's just a couple that I would love for you to talk about. You mentioned that some of these would be great for the holidays because they're sugar-free. So would you just like to talk just a little bit about some of the products that you don't necessarily need to get for a workout?
Right, absolutely. So Walden Farms is the brand here. They make a ton of products. There's like a caramel, there's coffee creamer, there's a jam, there's a pancake syrup. Like, it's really exciting because those products, it's just a simple little thing that you can switch in your diet that might take out 300 or 400 calories that you didn't know you were having, right? Or 15 grams of fat that you didn't know you were having. And just to do that little step, it's a great thing to do. So if you're doing pancakes, you know, Christmas morning with your family, instead of dumping on, you know, 75 grams of sugar, or Lord knows what's in that, this has none. So it's got a sucralose instead, which, I mean, for some people it doesn't really work for your system. Again, you'd want to try it out and see if it's okay. Mainly, I think it might make you bloat a little bit. I mean, who's not bloated around the holidays anyway? But at the end of the day, it's all about calories in and calories out. So if you're not intaking all these excess little like filler calories throughout the day, that's always beneficial. So again, like, they make a creamer, they make like ranch dressing and ketchup and things like that that have a ton of sugar, and this does not have any sugar. So just switch those out and make those little changes. It's easy to do. Anyone can do it.
That sounds perfect, and they're available at Popeyes.
You bet. In Lloydminster, yeah.
Well, perfect. Thank you so much for coming in and explaining. I know I learned a lot that I didn't know before. Just the daily dosages as well. That's awesome. Just to keep up you know, your health, not necessarily when you work out, but just to keep that healthy lifestyle. So thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks so much for having me, Abby.
I'm Justin with Boom 1019 and Hot 93.7, and here's what's happening. The 2019 Candy King Check Stop is going down Friday, December 13th at 4:30 p.m. over at Main Street and 13th Ave here in Wainwright. That's right across from the Co-op Home and Agro Center. Toy and monetary donations will be accepted in support of the Wainwright Kinsman Holiday Hamper Program. So if you are able to donate, it is greatly appreciated. Wainwright High School invites you to the 30th Annual Seniors Banquet. Transportation for this will be provided by the Bison Bus from Each Manor and from the Prairie Row Center. Enjoy lunch, entertainment from the Wainwright High School Band, speeches, and prizes. The 12th Annual Here Comes Santa Claus Day is going down this Saturday. Events will be happening all day. If you've been to this before, then you already know what it's about. That's including food, crafts, family fun, and fireworks to round off the day, which is going to be awesome. But like I said, it is insanely jam-packed, so for a full schedule, please check out our websites, either 1019boom.com or hot937.ca. I'm Justin with Boom 1019 and Hot 93.7, and that's what's happening.
In studio with Councillor Glenn Fagnan. Glenn, thank you for making time today. Busy time, obviously, in December for councillors, even with the holidays coming in.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, earlier this month you said you were able to stop in at the 100 Men event. I was wondering if you could kind of report on that for us.
Yeah, they had a great turnout there yesterday. It was there was I guess about 45 of us, somewhere in that vicinity, which is not bad. And there was 2 charities that were vying for that. And of course, it was a very close vote of 23 to 17. So yeah, I guess it was 40. So that was neat to see that, and it's always great. There'll be some other contributions coming in later, but they're probably going to walk away with $5,000 or so. So yeah, it was a nice, and it was the winner of that was we had the. I'm sorry, there. Just trying to think.
Yeah, that's right. Do you have it on your phone, or any chance we could look it up?
Yeah, possibly. I should be thinking it. So actually, it was the Legacy Center that was successful in doing that.
All right, we're just going to flip the thing back.
Yeah,
so
sorry.
No problem. Yeah, I'll edit it after Hayes, so you can just.
Okay, so you got the editing power. All right.
Oh, okay. Let's do that. Let's do that then.
Just
all right, we'll start with the top then. Actually,
okay.
Rather
Perfect.
than edit. Okay, so I'll
Great.
reintroduce it, re-ask the question.
Yeah.
One thing, so try. Don't say yesterday because this might not air.
Okay.
Might not air.
Yeah, for sure.
In fact, I think we're airing Buckingham's tonight. So.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll basically re-ask the question.
Okay.
Okay. So go ahead, Blake. 4 seconds. In studio with Councillor Glenn Fagnan. Busy time of the year, even though the holidays are coming around. They keep you councillors busy at City Council. Earlier this month, you were saying you were at the 100 Men event.
Yes, I was, and it's a great event. We had about 40 participants that were there, and a few that are missing. So we had the Vic Juba that was vying for those dollars, as well as the Legacy Center. And so it was a very close vote. It was 23 to 17 for the Legacy Center, and so they were the successful nonprofit that was going to receive those funds.
Absolutely. You've been involved, obviously, with a lot of nonprofits. Any particular highlights from 2019 that stand out to you, whether it was an event you stopped with or a fundraising endeavor that you were involved in?
Oh, well, there's so many. It's always interesting to see the galas and the success of all the galas. It's just simply amazing, the dollars that are drawn out on that. Even though there is some difficult economic times out there, there's still, the business community tries to do what they can as well as individuals. So many good causes, and unfortunately, a lot of their demands never change. It's just it's a little tighter on the whole money side of things. Everybody's kind of chasing the same dollars, so it's difficult from that aspect there, Josh.
That's certainly encouraging, though. As you said, you have galas like the Rescue Squad Gala, the RCMP Annual Ball, things like that you'd think might be a little bit tighter with money because of the economy, but people are still invested in the community enough that they've been putting forth their resources to keep the community strong, essentially.
Yeah, you bet. So there's still some people that have the withstanding of the financial slowdown and are doing well, and so thank goodness for those folks that keeps us going on the nonprofit side of things.
Yeah. Talking about City Council specifically, there's been a number of policies you guys have enacted this year and a number of projects you've approved that will have major implications on the city moving forward. What do you think will be the most significant thing that you guys were in charge of essentially passing or approving this year?
Well, there's been many. There's no question about it. One of the things that I think is very important is on the financial side of things, and so we've passed some policies in regards to how we invest on savings, and I think most importantly on reserves. I think that's a very important thing that we're starting to save dollars for the future, and that's something that's going to affect the municipality as we move forward, so that we do have those dollars when a project comes up, we're able to do that quite readily without borrowing money.
And that's changed quite a bit from even 3 years ago, where when you took office with your fellow council members, the reserve was not empty, but it certainly wasn't plentiful at that point.
Yep, no, that's true, and we've got an excellent finance staff, our CFO, and that whole department has worked tirelessly to get everything on board and to get things up and running properly. And that's due partially to new software, and that gives us the opportunity to track assets. And I think we'll be seeing within the next year a completion of that whole process, and the reporting will be excellent. And like I say, they've put in many hours to give us the information that we need budget-wise and just for daily operations.
What talking point from council that certainly you've experienced probably in the last couple of months do you think will be most on the ticket, I guess, in the next couple of months of 2020?
Well, you know, I think probably annexation would be the point. You know, we've been working on that for over a year with the County of Vermilion River, and there's been some great strides taken towards it. There's a good understanding that it's got to be a win-win situation for both. And ideally, what we'd like to see is in the next couple of months, we would have a uncontested annexation application that would be put into the Alberta government and move ahead. And so that process would take another 6 to 8 months before it's approved. But when you take a look at the future, certainly annexation speaks in volumes, because the decisions that are made in the next couple of months on the direction and where land would be annexed is going to have lasting effects for generations.
For sure. And with the Christmas holiday season around the corner, obviously, what are you going to be watching at home with your family this Christmas season?
Well, I'm actually going to be away at Christmas, so hopefully I'm going to be watching waves.
Okay.
That would be my idea, and sunsets and sunrises.
Okay. Is that the first time you've done that?
No, I've been lucky and been able to do that a couple of times.
Okay. Well, now I'm jealous of you, but I still appreciate you coming into studio. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Josh.
Enjoy the rest of this holiday season.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Cheers.